Let's start the show. Whoa,
Let's
whoa,
go.
whoa.
It's time to start the show, Shauna.
Episode
55.
53.
55, right?
55, 50.
Last one was 54.
No,
That's what you
what?
said upstairs.
I thought it was 53.
It, we're in the
We
50s,
up there.
y'all.
We getting up there. That's all.
We done forgot what show this is.
Well, I feel like it's 53, but I could be wrong. Thank you.
53.
53.
Welcome to
Tone
another
confirmed.
edition of Download and Delete. I am your co-host, Ty Monthier.
And I'm Shauna Lucas.
Yay, welcome us.
Yay.
So like every show, we like to start. It seemed like the drink already has kicked
Let me
in.
get this mic together.
Thanks to Happy Days.
Yes.
Is it Happy Days Cafe?
Happy Days Cafe. That's right.
Happy
That's good.
Days.
This is a little shug in your
Suge
in your.
Avery in our drink.
What did she say? A little shug in your.
Next time I put a little Suge Avery pee in your drink. Well, Suge Avery pee tastes, pretty good.
Best movie ever.
One of the best. The best movie ever.
Joe said, "Is it really?" Yes, Tone.
It's
It
definitely
is.
the best movie.
I mean, if you read the novel, then you would actually understand what makes it so beautiful. Okay. I believe you. I believe that you've read it.
I've never read the novel Color Purple. I've only watched the movie.
That was on every Black
I
Mama's
did
shelf.
watch it because it started like
back
with
in the
Dear
80s.
God, didn't
Yes.
it? Yeah, okay. I read
Yep.
some of it. I couldn't get
Mhm.
through it, I think.
Mhm.
I was told to read the lesbian part. I don't know why.
That's
it did,
hilarious.
It did not make me a lesbian.
Oh. Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
Hot take. Okay.
Whoa, we got to take that out. We don't want to get taken
I
off
bet
like
they didn't even hear that.
Kanye.
He'd be in the background sounding like Charlie Brown teacher.
Right, walk. He is no longer in the room, and we do not support those comments here on Download and Delete.
That's right.
So, like on every episode, we like to start off with a motivation moment.
Yes.
Shauna, who or what are you motivating today?
Oh my goodness. I couldn't even decide on what I'm motivated by. There's so many things.
Well, look at God.
Look at God. I am I mean, there's just so many things happening. You heard about Trump.
I did hear about his indictment.
Yeah.
Are
what
you
do you-
excited?
I mean, it makes me hopeful.
Oh, okay.
It's motivating. It really is. I mean, I don't know if I'm excited, but it's motivating. It definitely is. I mean, so you got the Black district attorney who is prosecute Alvin, you know his name?
I don't know his name.
Yeah, so anyway,
I just hope he doesn't have any skeletons in his closet, because if he does, they're definitely going to try to expose
I
him.
mean, I'm sure they vetted him pretty rigorously.
rigorously.
Before they
Rigor
said, "Hey, Alvin Bragg is his name, the Manhattan District Attorney." Shout out, he's motivating in it, and I'm very happy about it being a Black man who did it. And now next,
Is he bald?
yes, he is.
Oh,
Yeah,
same.
and then the Atlanta attorney who wants to also press charges against Trump can be emboldened to do what she does. And
Because of what he tried to do with the Georgia election.
right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens. I'm motivated by that. I'm Fonnie Willis is her name. Y'all probably hear me typing, but she can be emboldened
Fonnie.
to do that too.
Is she African American
Yes,
as well?
yes. So just look at this. Look at what's happening. All these, all this Black excellence.
Yes.
Not afraid to
Speak up.
right and like do
things.
what's right.
Do what's
and
right,
just like get out of the coma that we've been in and letting white supremacy reign supreme. I don't know, does that make
Yeah.
sense? Yeah, it's just been a lot.
Yeah.
So
And have you noticed, like, a lot of white people are tired of white people reigning supreme?
Mhm.
Like, a lot of white people
Say
are just
that.
like, okay, enough is enough. This is some bull crap. People have been persecuted for long enough.
Yeah, but then people are complicit in it though. And they're just
Yeah.
like, okay, well, and now his former attorney, wants to speak up. That's like the star witness.
Mhm.
But yeah, you
It's too
let that
late now.
happen.
Right, yeah.
Michael,
now
what's his
it's
name? Michael, whatever. I don't even remember.
Pence. Who trying to come to his rescue now? I'm like, Michael Pence, please.
Yeah. So I'm happy about that. And I'm just really motivated by, what the working parts that are happening in society, and hopefully things will be better when we have another election cycle next year, and we're just going to create some movement in this country finally. So
All
that's what I have.
right.
What about you?
I am motivated by being a little less stressed. Yeah, just motivated by being a little less stressed out. Not that I'm like
Mm.
overly stressed, but you know how you go on a trip and you come back
Oh
and
yes.
you just feel like, okay, I accomplished what I want.
Rejuvenated, refreshed,
I
replenished,
feel
reinvigorated, reignited.
reignited. That's it.
Okay.
Like, okay, I got my spark back a little bit, but I'm still tired. But I'm just not stressed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it
that's why I'm
something how
motivated.
vacations can make you tired?
Vacations wear
Like you
you
need a
out.
vacation from the
You
vacation
need
almost
like 3 days off
to get your
work
life together.
after the vacation because you have to. The first day is to like, okay, I'm back home. Thank God I got this bag. I was missing my shampoo, stuff like
Yeah.
that. Then the next day it's like, okay, whoa, I can finally be off work. Let me unpack and lay around. What can I do? Then the next day you probably get some stuff done. Then you're like, okay, I'm ready to go back to work. So I think a 5-day vacation where 3 days are, well, actually 2 days are vacation and 3 is like after vacation is perfect.
I'm telling you, I'm on not vacation, but I'm on break right now. And
You guys are on spring break?
yes,
Lucky you guys.
it went by like, I feel like it was 2 days long.
When is it over?
I got to go back to work Monday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow, I'm sorry.
It was like that. I'm telling you.
It was just
You
a
ever had a
week?
break where it was just
Yeah.
like you blink and it's over?
Yeah.
So crazy.
I hate those. And then I hate when you have to start back on a Tuesday and not a Monday because the week goes by so long from like Tuesday to Friday.
I
It's like,
wish I could start back
damn,
on a
this was so
Tuesday.
long.
But I'll be off on Tuesday because I work the polls. But
All right, vote.
that's not off because that's on. I gotta
That's
be
still working.
here you go. Talking about some work. Are you gonna be working? Tone is in the background heckling me, y'all. Anyway, so let me just
He's
ignore him right
pushing.
now. Let me ignore him right now. Yes, I'm working the election polls.
The election polls, not
Yes.
the.
Yep. So everybody, I'm sure by this time it'll be over. But anyway, so yeah, my vacation's over, but
Janet,
I'm motivated to by rest.
what's her name? Janet Kurterskowitz. Who are we?
If you don't get that lady name
She
together,
it's a whole commercial about her name.
Janet
She doesn't care.
Protasiewicz.
Janet Protasiewicz. Make sure we're voting just Janet.
Janet Protasiewicz.
Just Janet is her election.
Janet P.
Janet. Just vote Janet when you go
Yes.
vote.
And
people.
there's a bunch of we're not supposed to talk about the election, but I went and voted early yesterday.
I'm gonna do it Tuesday.
Yeah, well, you're gonna go on election day. like everybody else. But I went
gonna go vote
yesterday,
Tuesday.
and I
Can I go vote today? It's over now.
yeah, I mean, by the time we leave here, it'll be done. I'm sure it's over. Yeah, but
What time did the polls close today?
so early votes usually over by 4 or 5.
Oh,
yeah,
duh.
on the weekend. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
over by
all
now.
them
But
people
you
was like,
can
"I'm
go
right home
Tuesday. It's
sleep."
fine. Yeah, you can go Tuesday. I don't think there's early vote on Monday because of the elections on Tuesday. But there are three referendums. Three. So I just want to tell you, this
What
is
are on the referendum, Shauna?
oh my gosh. I wish we could get the message out to do no, yes, or is it three?
But they changed up
No,
the
no,
questions,
yes, or
so
something
they
like that.
changed up the order
They
of them.
did, but like there's one about bail, there's one about releasing violent criminals, there's one about abortion, there's one about making people go to work if they are applying for welfare benefits. So should they go to work?
Yeah,
And it's just like all of this. Yeah, but they already have to. I mean, that's already a requirement.
yes.
That was a ploy to get conservative voters to the polls. So the Republican controlled legislature put that amendment on the ballot. It's
already
only advisory, but there are already
stupid.
state requirements for people who apply for welfare
And everybody
benefits.
who on welfare know those requirements
That's
already.
right. So it's just like, oh, I'm going to go out and vote. It's like a dog whistle. And they're like, oh, I'm going to go out and vote for making people, have to work if they're applying for welfare benefits. We don't need, that's always a very controversial issue with
That's so
conservatives,
stupid to put on the ballot, though, because the people who are on welfare, receiving the welfare, if they know about this and are voters, are going to vote for like, no, I want to keep my welfare benefits and I don't want to have to look for a job. I'm going to vote no for that.
So you saying
know
it's
what I'm
going to get
saying?
it's going to get the other end of the
It's probably
spectrum
gonna
out
get
to
the
the
other.
polls?
It's probably
That's
gonna
funny.
get the other. It's gonna get the wrong message out. These days, when people try to do people wrong, good is winning. These days, for some reason,
So,
thankfully,
ooh,
good
I
is
like
winning.
that. Ooh, that's a
Good is
good.
winning these
I
days.
like that idea. That's something.
Good is
That's a good
winning.
saying.
So
Good is
what they
winning.
brought for evil is definitely not going to win.
All right, I like that. I'm gonna not be pessimistic. But yeah, I mean, like I said, maybe the election will be over by the time this is out because the election is right around the corner. But um, those referendums were tricky. So I just hope people
Read.
are under. I mean, even I had to kind of grapple with the language as I'm standing there. I stood there for a good 15 minutes, just like,
Whoa.
yeah, no. And I was looking up things online, and if you don't know to do that, then that.
People be like, I can't have my phone out. You can have your phone out at the polls. It just
Oh,
can't be.
please! I have mine right out.
I'll take video.
I'm,
I voted for her.
you taking a picture of your
Katrina
ballot.
Craving. I want her to be the weather woman.
It's hilarious.
So, like every show, let's get into our download. Shauna, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, Shauna, what's going on in your mind? What are you downloading today on Download and Delete?
Well, I feel like we must have talked about this before because that's just right up our alley to talk about social media. But there's been so many recent developments lately that I thought that maybe we should just bring it up again because
Bring
it's
it up.
very timely.
I must have got the strong cocktail.
I think so because it had more. So I made sure you got that one.
I shouldn't have got that one.
Just put a little water in it.
I don't know how the ice melt. Okay, these recent developments.
Okay,
sorry, my
so
contact
right,
is
so
acting up. My
have
eyes
you-
are green.
Have you heard? Have you heard about this this new social media law in Utah?
No. What's the new law in Utah?
So, of course, it's a red state. Republican Governor Spencer Cox signed a couple of laws that require that just kind of putting way harsher restrictions, not harsher, but more restrictions on the use of social media amongst young people. So it requires parental consent before kids can sign up for social media sites
Wow.
like TikTok and Instagram. It prohibits kids under 18 from using social media between the hours of 10:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m.
Wow.
It requires age verification for anyone who wants to use social media in the state of Utah. It prevents tech companies from using like certain addictive features in apps, like maybe colors or games or whatever that kids get addicted to.
By.
Yep.
Is that part of that Instagram lawsuit that's going around now?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, this is a commercial that comes on. If your child is addicted to Instagram, join this class action lawsuit now.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, that's what I really want to bring up is that it seems like people are getting really alarmed by social media usage now, and maybe the research is out that shows the harms. Did you see that TikTok CEO had to go and go to Capitol Hill? They had a hearing about TikTok and whether or not he sells data to the Chinese government or he gives data to the Chinese government, and they might be using it to manipulate Americans or to take their data and use it in a way that could be compromising to national security or whatever. So they grilled him for 5 hours like a week or two ago.
Wow.
And so they want him to sell the company
To the feds, probably.
to just sell it to like an American company. Otherwise, they want to ban TikTok. If he doesn't sell, it's called ByteDance is the parent company,
Hmm.
just like Meta is the parent company for
Facebook.
Facebook and Instagram.
Hmm.
ByteDance is the parent company to TikTok.
And it's currently a Chinese company that owns it.
Yes, and TikTok used to be something else.
Did it?
Did it used to be?
Tumblr? I don't know.
No, it was some other social media thing, and he
Chirp
bought
Chirp
it and he
turned it
turned it
into what
into
it is
TikTok.
now.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know. It's like after Twitter, I was like, okay, what can they do next? And then TikTok came up, and I'm like, no, after Twitter, it was Snapchat. And then I'm like, what can they do next? And then it's TikTok. And I'm like, what's going to be the new thing after TikTok? What's going to be like the latest um, fascination for people? What are we going to be addicted to now? Because I wasn't on TikTok and now I'm on TikTok, but not like to the degree where I'm making TikTok videos every day
mm,
or where I have to look at TikTok. I go on TikTok for like, let me get a recipe and I'll go and do it for that. Or let me see how to fix that and go on TikTok and I'll find something for that. So there are good things about TikTok.
okay, so what's the difference between getting a recipe on TikTok versus getting a recipe on like I don't know, like New York Times cooking app
Because on the
or
New York Times cooking app, it's not going to be somebody that looks familiar cooking it, and they're not going to break down, and you're not going to be able to see it and
oh,
visualize
you
it.
need a person that looks like you
It's
cooking
so much
frying
easier.
chicken or
It's
whatever.
so much easier. Not even looks like me, just somebody who looks young or
Oh,
who
okay.
is hip or who's dressed cute or is
Interesting.
not my grandmother teaching me. But some videos I watch the older women cook because their food is,
Yeah.
good.
Or you see, I've seen, and not on TikTok because I'm not on TikTok, but I've seen um
You've seen
certain
TikTok videos.
well, yeah, because people send them. They can send them to you. You can't
Yeah.
look at them unless they send them to you for some reason. I don't know how that works, but I've
Because you have
seen
to be on TikTok, Shauna.
mm-mm,
Join TikTok.
never,
Join now.
never.
1-800 TikTok.
1-900. Remember the 1-900 numbers?
1-900 TikTok.
um, no, I think I don't know. I think I've seen videos where people are like smoking a blunt while they're cooking some
Yeah.
tacos or something like burrito tacos
I don't
or
want that ash in my taco. I'm okay.
or they like got on little tiny shorts
That
or
gives people
whatever
attention.
they like wearing the tightest
It's
leggings and then like
OnlyFans.
right.
It's this kind of the same thing.
Or have you seen these videos where people are just making the craziest stuff? Like they're
Yes.
just making some they just take some Cheetos and then pour some gel
Ground beef
some
in there and wrap
no,
it up in
no,
nachos.
not even good. It's not edible.
Yeah.
It's like they'll take some raw chicken breast and then
Peanut butter or something like that.
put it in a jar and then put some herbs and onions and whatever and then boil it like put the lid on it and put it in a pot of boiling water. Just craziness.
That doesn't sound bad though. It's called Kofi, right?
I don't even know what they're doing. I don't know if it's just
Oh,
for clicks or what, but so by the way, TikTok used to be musically like musical.ly.
I probably for like what, a month? I don't know how
I
long it
don't know.
was
Do you
that.
remember musically?
No, who does?
I feel like they were similar. Like TikTok kept the same logo, like that music symbol, like that.
Never know anything about Musically.
Yeah. So,
Maybe
but
they should go back to that Musically thing.
so well maybe, but if they have to sell TikTok to
An American
American
company.
company, maybe they might have to. Maybe it can't be TikTok anymore. Or they will refuse to be TikTok.
Maybe
But
Amazon will buy TikTok.
who do you think would buy TikTok if they
Maybe
had to sell?
Oprah. Maybe Jay-Z will buy it.
What would happen if Jay-Z bought
He
TikTok?
just became an extra billionaire. He just added some billions to some coins to his billionaire status. So
How so?
I read somewhere he sold his half of that drink that people drink. It's not Darion. It starts with the D.
Duce?
Douce. He sold his share in Douce.
And that got made him $1 billion.
Well, he was already a billionaire, but he went from 2.2 to 2.3 or something like that. I don't know. You have the big computer right there, Shauna. Googled it.
Okay, I will. Okay, interesting. So Do you think they should ban TikTok? Or what would happen if they
I think a lot of
sell
platforms,
it
I don't think anything should be
or ban it?
banned. I think when you try to take stuff away from people, it gives people just another means to go to the dark web or go to a dark place or hang out in the sewer under the street. Um, in quiet places and do stuff, even though that's not bad. I like little speakeasies where you gotta knock and know the code. But it just gives people are you reading the Jay-Z thing?
Hmm.
Did you find out how he became richer?
750 million.
More
Hmm.
to his repertoire.
Hmm.
Wow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Um,
But yeah, I think, when you try to take something away from people, it gives them access to want to do it more. Like how weed is now legal in Illinois
mhm.
and some of their crime is down in regards to drug
Interesting.
sales
Right.
and those things, like the
Hmm.
marijuana arrest, those things are down. So I think when you try to ban things, that's when people try to get it more and it becomes a crime and people they have to force get it. So they break laws to get it is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Or to do it.
That's interesting because in Utah, a lot of people were offering testimony about why this new these new restrictions on social media would be damaging to young people because they feel like some people really need to find communities
An escape,
online
yeah.
and their parents, if they had all the access to what they say,
Yes.
it would compromise the privacy of some young people, and that it would be harmful more than helpful.
Well, move out of Utah, people. You shit
Who
up
lives there
there
anyway?
That's probably what they say about Milwaukee, but move out of Utah. We close to Chicago, so move to Milwaukee.
Well, I mean, a lot of other states will probably follow suit. I mean, they're talking
Wisconsin
about
probably will too.
yeah. So they said that other states like Arkansas, Texas, Ohio,
Tennessee,
Louisiana, New Jersey, they all are working on similar proposals to ban or restrict social
I'm
media.
not a parent of a teen right now, but if I were, I think I kind of would probably understand this more. I don't know. As a parent, how do you feel?
Mm, I feel like this is more for the parents than it is for the children. I think
Is it
it's
more like a control mechanism?
I mean, they're gonna say. I mean, everybody likes to say that it's about the kids. It's about the kids. Everybody likes to say that, right? I mean, it just sounds good.
I wonder what has happened. Like, have there been like a number of deaths, a number of suicides? I
Well,
know
it is. I mean, there is some
Instagram.
research now
Yeah.
that social media hurts young girls in particular, their
Their
self-esteem,
body image.
People, there have been cases where people have been encouraged to commit suicide because of certain online communities they're a part of.
Have you noticed with the filters, they're required now to put like the filter, like the name of the filter there, unless you pay for it.
Really?
Like you have to put that it's a filter there because people have catfished too much or something like that. Like, so you have to know that this is not a real picture, it's a filter unless you pay for it.
Yeah, I mean, and I would imagine that sex trafficking, there might be a lot of that's related to meeting people online, which is a big issue.
Such a new term, sex trafficking. In our day, it was just called prostitution. I don't know. It includes like the little girls.
Okay, this is a whole different show, but I
is.
wonder why. I've always been baffled by the difference between, because it seems as though, to me, let me just say this, and this is a little off topic, right? But it seems to me like
that's
it
what
means
social media does.
It is.
We're scrolling through.
But it seems to me like they're making it seem as though when people are sex trafficked, like it reminds me of someone getting kidnapped and thrown in a van, and then like they're blindfolded, and then they wake up and they're in like Arizona.
Well, that's sex trafficking too, but I put it like sex in traffic, like you out there in traffic selling sex trafficking.
Oh,
so
I never thought about it that way.
That's what it's kind of, it's in transit sex. So it's like sex from, you can have sex in Milwaukee, you can have sex in Chicago, Indiana, all in the same day
Mm,
and be a young person and just be sex trafficked. So you can be moved in these different
interesting.
locations. So to be
Okay, so
sex
it's not like it's
trafficked,
against their will.
well, most times sex
Sometimes it is.
trafficking, most times it's sex trafficking is against it. I don't think anybody wants to sell their sex.
Yeah, some people do. What are you talking about?
If they could find a means to do anything else, you think people would be like, I still want to sell myself.
I think that there is a sex industry. There are sex workers, and there are people who make good money.
There are people that make good
From
money, but
that.
if they could make money doing anything else other than selling their ass, they cooch, they dick, I'm thinking that they would probably want to do that more.
I don't know. I mean,
I'm just saying, I know a lot of people that's in the sex industry or have
maybe
been in the sex
that's the
industry.
case because it's illegal. But if it was,
Well, it's
if there
legal
was,
in some states that people are doing it in. I know people that live in Vegas that do sex, that do escort work.
so
and
you
sex
think
work.
that those people who are living in Vegas and legally, you know, in the industry that
Yes,
they're in would
yes.
still rather do something
I
else?
think late at night, and maybe we can have them on the show. I'll text them and ask them. For real. I'm thinking maybe
real.
late at night there is a time that goes into your head and said, if I could sell t-shirts and get the same money that I get for selling sex, I would definitely want to do that.
Well, I mean,
Sex is not easy.
it is definitely not easy.
It hurts a man, it hurts a woman.
But
If you
I would
do your-
imagine, but I would imagine it's there are some benefits, like it's easy money. It's a lot of money. It is you are on your own
I'm not saying
terms.
it's not. I'm not speaking bad against sex
No,
work.
I know.
I'm just saying that if you could do anything else other than sex work and make the same amount of money, you would do it. Just like drug dealers. If you can make any amount of money, if you can make that same amount of money doing anything else other than selling dope, they would probably do it. They wouldn't want
But
to
you
sell dope.
could do anything else if
What
you really
could you
wanted
do?
to, right?
What could you do that would do that and make that much money in that turnover time? There is nothing. And people always say, you have to work hard and do this. I want somebody to come up with a master plan, put it A to B to D to D to D, and come up with it. And I need to see you having that money and some people that you had having that money, then I'm going to do it. But you just can't tell me it's this, and then you have to do that. And it come, no.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm curious. I would like to talk to somebody who is actually in the sex work industry.
Me too.
Because I'm only saying this not because I'm just like pro sex worker.
I
mean,
am.
I support that. I'm neutral about it. I've learned some things about it. I know in other countries it's a thriving industry.
It is. It's not looked upon. It's not shunned upon.
So I wonder if we had those conditions where people were safe and they were supported and it was looked at culturally acceptable, and people came to that country just to indulge in those industries, and they were respected. And I wonder if it would be different for people who were in the sex work industry, if they would be happy with their
westernized profession. We are so taboo to sex that now that stuff is becoming so mainstream. Like transgender people are everywhere. Like, what? If you go to Thailand, ladyboys have been the cultural attraction for decades.
Right.
So transgenderism has been going on it's not something that they're just now starting, people. It's been going on for hundreds of years.
And they probably are able to be safe about it.
Safe and happy. And it's not treated the same. It's not such a taboo thing. Like, people are over being gay now. Now it's transgender people. Like, sorry. That's where the focus is now.
Right.
As we skew on conversations, as I go on to my download. Okay, have you heard about this rapper who got killed recently?
Another one?
Yeah, his name was BTB Savage.
No. How did he die?
He was shot in his rental Mercedes in his house in Texas. No, New Mexico.
When did this just happen? Recently?
Yeah. Are you Googling it?
Yeah.
I got the picture here. Here's how he looks.
Did you see?
I did not do that on purpose.
Hilarious.
BTB Savage fan.
It says BTB Savage reportedly shot and killed in Houston hours after seemingly mocking enemy's death.
So what he did was somebody tried to rob him in his home. The story was so stupid; it made no sense, and I hate the way young kids talk these days. Because you understand, my man? I'm like, oh, shut up. Anyway, somebody tried to make a drug transaction with him and tried to rob him out his chain, and he shot the man. His girlfriend ended up shooting him and the man, and
What?
ended up killing the man. The story said that the girl killed the man, but I think he ended up killing the man, but he probably couldn't say he killed the man. But anyway, the man got killed, and so he was from like a gang, I guess, that was running down there, a really gang, and he shouldn't have been doing something with them. And so he went back to the scene of the crime and took pictures, and then made a diss track about the stuff,
Whoa.
about the man, and was like his mama gonna have to do a fundraiser about him and
Oh.
all this. And I was like, what is going on with these people? How
Mm.
can you be so vile and vicious and hateful? And I can see getting mad at somebody, but this had just went too far. And they asked him in the interview, like, "Are you scared about retaliation?" He was like, "Man, they weak. They ain't got no money." But all he made his money from was scamming. It's like, you ain't got no money either. You didn't earn nothing. Your rap songs were not that high.
Whoa, wait. So this is too much. Okay.
Yes.
So he posted these pictures
Yes.
on Twitter
Yes.
of him standing
Yes. In the crime scene.
at the crime scene. There are photos of him in this
Yes.
apartment
That's at
standing
his
in this
house.
this person's
Blood.
blood and
Yes.
like the bullets in the door.
Yes. You see it all?
That's terrible.
That was just so crazy to me. Like, what is going on?
And
with
then
the-
somebody killed him after he did
and then
that.
somebody killed him after he
Ugh,
did that.
goodness
after the interview
gracious.
was released about the situation, somebody killed him 4 days after this, which is so bananas. But
Mhm.
then I went online, and the algorithms of the world pops up on my YouTube a story about this other rapper who was in a wheelchair, and this other guy was into it with him, and he was like, and they were just arguing, and the argument was just so he was like, "You can't do nothing to me. You in a wheelchair." He was just like down at him and down at him, and I was like, "Oh my God, these people, these young people just do not have any heart." They're so indifferent these days. They don't hate you. They just don't care about you. Because to hate, you have to care a little bit. They
Ugh.
just so indifferent these days.
Yeah.
And that was on social media. That's why I brought it up, because he posted it on Instagram, and then he ended up. I went to his Instagram page and saw the stuff he was posting, and it's mostly money. Like, rich people keep their money in the bank. Real rich people ain't gonna never show you how much money they got, because they don't want nobody to know. They don't want to get robbed and killed.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
It was just really weird to me how like this culture is so wrapped up in flogging and wearing somebody else's name, and that stuff is so important that they are literally dying for somebody else's name. If it's not the name of the gang, it's the name of something else for their homies. They're dying for something else, for somebody else's name.
Well, I think it's true. I feel like
No, they're living for somebody else's name.
right. And I think that you could draw a correlation between, a rise in crime and violence to people the Kia boys. I think that's all a social media persona,
Yes.
because people that gets
Girls,
clicks.
little girls like them. Oh, you a Kia boy?
Yeah, and
You mean
they
that you a
kind of
kid?
created a presence on social media
Yeah.
about what they do and made videos about what they do. But I also want to say, like I said earlier in my motivation moment, I feel hopeful because I think we will see a turn. I think that's just how things go in our culture. That when we reach this pinnacle of
Stupidity,
and
ignorance,
and negativity, I think that there's
Yeah.
always a counter movement to
It's
that.
something big in positivity that's gonna occur.
I think it's gonna, and I think that there are people who are starting to talk about social media breaks and staying off of social
Putting
media
your
for a
phone
little
down.
while. Right, there are more people who acknowledge the influence of that presence online with what they see, the negative things that they see in society.
But everybody has their guilty pleasure of something they like to see on social media, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whether it's the free porn on Twitter, whether it's the the people in your DMs on Instagram and looking at the pictures and being able to like, and whether it's the Facebook page, you've been able to do all the things on Facebook. Send somebody an instant message, call them out the blue. It's so many options and getting in contact with people these days where people just want to be social, but they just don't want to do it in your face. They want to do it secretly behind closed doors.
Right.
I want to talk to you, but I don't want nobody to know.
Yeah, you can do a lot of things in the shadows on social media, can't you?
In the shadows of social media. That's the title of this episode.
In the shadows of social media.
You hear that, Tom?
That's so funny.
In the shadows of social media.
Yes, indeed.
Well, let's get into our question, Shauna. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. These questions are crazy today. Oh, I wanted to, before I go into the questions, did you see the story about the girl who killed her baby's daddy on Facebook this week?
No.
Yes.
You know I ain't on no Facebook.
She was
I ain't on nobody's
on
Facebook
Live. She was arguing with him about something, about him being bisexual. And she said a whole bunch of stuff. And then her mama was there and she ended up shooting him in the head on Facebook Live while her mama was there and her babies were there.
And what did she do after she shot him? She
went to jail. I mean,
so they called the police on her?
Yeah, I mean, she was on live. She was definitely going to go to jail. What people need to know is when you go live on Facebook, you give the FBI the say-so to look at what you do.
Yeah.
They're going to watch you. They're going to see what you do. The police watch Facebook. There are police officers whose job it is it's just to look at social media all day. To look at TikTok in their city, in their state, and to look and see what's going on. That's their job. They've created this. So nothing we do now is private. No, there's always 12 cameras. We get caught on 12 cameras every time we leave our house.
Interesting.
Ain't that scary?
I mean, I don't know if that's scary or if it's reassuring.
Yeah. I know I was on camera walking out to the car because the police station across the street. Right. The traffic cameras. Okay, my first question is, okay, I did say that. Okay, because I had to write my topics down. If you having sex with somebody who is a murderer, does that make you a killer?
Why would it make me a killer? I didn't kill anybody.
I don't know, but you exchange energy. So if you having sex with a killer,
how would you know that he's killed someone though?
I don't know. But then you find out, and then can you say, well, now I went crazy because I slept with this person and now I'm a killer?
How do you know that you've never slept with someone who didn't kill somebody before?
I don't know. Wouldn't that be scary?
No, is my final answer. That does not make you a killer.
I think it gives you that killer energy. Because we exchange energy during sex.
You definitely do exchange
especially
energy.
Unprotected sex.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, because I don't know how you would know if this person did that.
I don't know, but what does that energy do?
If you knew that they were a killer, and then I would probably support that. But
you support it?
That sentiment.
Support the killer?
Support the sentiment that you are the killer too. If you know that they did that, but I can't. I don't know. If you don't know, you can't be responsible for stuff you don't know.
I do have friends who have slept with people who have murdered people, and I don't think they're murderers. But I think that energy and that guilt lives on in them. Because wouldn't you feel guilty if you slept with a dude and he was like, oh, he was a murderer and he on TV now? You're like, oh my God, I went with him in high school.
So you were never involved with like a thug, like a gangster, like a gang member. Okay, so you think they never killed anybody?
I don't know. Yeah. I never asked.
I mean, they could have.
You got me thinking. I shouldn't have asked that question.
Because sometimes they don't even know. Maybe they don't even know that the person died. They shot somebody.
Back in my heyday.
Oh, that's so funny.
Shauna, what's your question? I have more.
So I got all the questions. So growing up, pre-social media or technology age, what were some of your favorite things to do with your time? Before there was a cell phone, an iPad, a computer.
Watch Jerry Springer. Really?
That's the kind of social media, isn't it?
I don't know.
Okay, no, okay.
What would we do? Shit, I don't know what I did. I was a kid. I think of that now, like, what the fuck do kids do? Y'all be bored. Oh, I don't know. What did I do? I watched TV. What did you do?
What?
I didn't play board games. I didn't do shit like that. No, I was not a corny kid.
Okay, you're not gonna
I
laugh
was
at
an
me.
adult kid. So I
You were
was
an adult
watching
kid.
TV. I was watching Snapped and Lifetime movies with my mama.
Okay, so we had our own phone line when I
Or
was.
fucking.
Oh Lord,
I'm joking.
we had our own phone line when I was young, so I used to be on the phone a lot.
Yeah,
Remember that?
that we used
Yeah.
to do.
But before that
That's
though,
social media though.
right? It kind of is. But before that, we used to be outside, and we would like just be outside sitting around, combing people's hair or whatever,
I
or
used to like to play
playing hide and
outside.
seek, or riding bikes, or
Yeah, I used to do that too. Playing in
yeah,
the woods,
yep.
humping.
Riding bikes is my answer. Final answer.
Okay,
Yes.
riding bikes.
Well, that's
We used to be in adventure doing stuff like in the woods, riding
yeah,
bikes.
adventures. You just have
We did used
adventures.
to adventure,
Yeah,
yeah.
for
I
real.
miss those days. We used to be
Yes.
under bridges and stuff. Now I
Right.
pass by like I used to be under that bridge kicking it. What was I doing under there? I don't know. I was a kid. All right. Who's to blame in an abusive relationship? The abuser or the person that's getting the abuse?
Ooh, that's okay. So the obvious answer is the abuser, right? Because you don't have any self control. Like you got
Or
some
abusing
impulse control
somebody.
issues, and you got
But
some
if I
anger. You got
found you
some
now,
unresolved.
Shauna, you got the option.
Okay, but I will say that what I learned is that there is a pathology behind being abused that needs to be recognized.
There is.
That there is something that there's just something there, about being able to be, especially repeatedly abused. There's usually some kind of trauma involved, or self-conscious, or self-awareness, self-hate,
So it's the
self-loathing.
abuser.
I would say the abuser is the obvious answer, but I don't want to let the abused get away scot-free with like not having any responsibility for
staying.
Yeah.
I
Right.
agree.
Yeah.
I wanted to say when I thought about the question, I don't know. I was watching some story on YouTube, and I wanted to say that the abuser was at fault, but the woman was like, and when it happened, she just tried to sweep it under the rug and hoped that it would never happen again, and went back to acting like it never happened. And then he hit her again, and I'm thinking like, okay. So he hit you once and you realized this shit wasn't right.
Mm-hmm.
You thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
You had an option. But then you said, I'm going to stick it out.
Right.
And then surprise, he clocked your ass again.
Well, I would imagine an abuser kind of understands that before they even hit you. They're like, she ain't gonna do nothing if I do.
She can't go nowhere. He can't go nowhere.
In the side of her head,
Yeah.
right? Like,
they can't go nowhere.
Right. Or they won't go.
You can go somewhere.
Yeah.
Even if you got to start over.
Right.
I ain't gonna just let nobody whoop my ass now.
Well, and then some people are groomed to be abused. So then, I would imagine an abuser.
Have you ever tried to groom somebody to abuse them?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Have I tried to groom someone?
Yeah.
No.
Unbeknownst to you, like, damn, I was a groomer.
I don't think so. I mean, no, I don't groom people. No, I've never. No, that's my final answer.
Okay. What's your question?
Okay, so this is my next one. So we've done this before on the show. One has got to go.
Okay.
Okay. So this is social media edition. So one has
y'all is so loud.
So one has got to go. Okay. So social media, Black Twitter or gay Twitter?
Black Twitter.
Why? Gay Twitter is funnier.
Who is funnier?
Is that why? Because gay Twitter is funnier?
Yeah.
Okay.
Black Twitter will ruin your whole life.
Okay. TikTok or all dating apps?
Have to go?
Yes. Which one has to go?
All dating apps.
TikTok has
you
to
can
stay
date
on
on TikTok, I guess.
Oh, okay.
That's what they're doing these days.
All video streaming or all audio streaming?
All audio. I'd rather see the video. But I can't see the video without hearing it, so I would say that too.
Okay. Text messages or FaceTime? Which one has to go?
I am beginning to hate FaceTime because it's so awkward sometimes. So I would say, yeah, FaceTime can go.
Okay. The multiverse or the whole world wide web?
Multiverse, go away. It's so different. But I saw the commercial when the lady had the X-ray and all that, and how the multiverse will be helpful. So I was like, oh, okay, I understand now. But yeah, it's just I don't want to live in a multiverse where I just sit there and I'm somewhere else and I can touch animals and shit like that. Like I'll pass.
Okay. All right. Your answers were not what I thought they would be. Interesting.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I planned to change the algorithm today.
You're funny.
So if your partner asks to have sex with asks you to have sex with their best friend
Oof.
to prove your love to them.
Prove my love to them?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, why would that prove anything?
If your partner
Okay.
asks you to have sex with their best friend to prove your love to them.
Oh, okay. So they would ask me to have
Yes.
sex with their best friend.
Yes.
Oh. And would I do it? Is that the question?
Yeah. Would you love somebody so much that you'd be like, yeah, I'll just do it? Yeah. You have to think about that.
No, that's such a weird thing to ask someone to do to prove their love.
I was watching this story on YouTube, and this dude asked his girlfriend to have sex with his best friend, and he just wanted to watch. And I was like,
No, that's
and this bitch did the shit. I was like,
no.
what?
And then he was mad at her, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course he
didn't
was.
trust her no more.
Yeah, that was remember what was the movie with Demi Moore and Woody Harrelson and Indecent Proposal?
Oh
where
yeah, that was a good one.
where he paid her $1 million for a night together or whatever, and then
I don't know.
they ended up breaking up or something, didn't they? Because
that money is a dangerous thing.
right. I mean, just the motives behind those sorts of things is just
And he just asked her to do so much different stuff after that. It was like sex with his best friend, and he wanted to watch. And then it was like sex with a couple, and he just took her down so many alleys. But I was like, did he take her, or did she want to go?
Yeah,
because I think she wanted to go.
Yeah, it's possible.
All right. That was my last question.
That was your last question. I got one more. Okay, so
I'll save my next one.
Okay, yeah, me too. Because I don't know. Okay, the last one. So, out of 100%, I want you to designate the percentage of social media usage you engage with on the average day. So, like, is it 50% this, 50% that? Okay, go. You go.
Oh, I thought you was going to ask me.
Yes, I want you to know. Oh, you mean like you wanted me to give you the categories?
Yeah, but I can.
I can, but I didn't want to lead you into the answers.
Is like 95%.
What?
Instagram 5%. TikTok.
You already at 100.
I'm at 95. So I'll say Instagram 3.5.
Okay.
TikTok 2.
Really?
I don't know. 2.5. Is that over? Yeah, it's over.
Oh wow.
3.0, 2.0, and that's where I'm at.
Interesting.
Facebook is just entertaining. I just watch the stories on Facebook and I'll post something and then I'll go back to my life. But it's like if something comes on the top of my head, I'll post a status about it. I don't know. That's just my way of communicating with people in my family, my friends, all at once. Because that's just how I am anyway.
Interesting.
Because I look back at my old statuses from like 2008. If you ever have a chance to look back at your old statuses, look back at some of the shit you was talking about. It was like, the fuck? What's on your mind? Hey, grilled cheese tonight. Like, what? Nobody gives a rat's ass about you eating a grilled cheese.
Do you know? So the funny thing is,
so good right now.
Right. The funny thing is that although I don't regret participating in social media as much as I could have, I do regret that I don't have like certain pictures or images that I hear that some people send me text messages text messages and they'll
Me.
say like, "Look at this memory I got,"
I know,
and
and
it's
it's
like
us.
I'm like, "What? Where'd that come from?" And it's
Right.
crazy, and I'm like, "Oh man, I'm just not that
That's why
diligent."
I like it, because it's always going. I have some friends that have passed away, and I can always go on their page and look at
Yeah,
their pictures
yeah.
and just be like,
It's like an
"Oh,
archive.
it is.
Yeah,
It's like a living obituary
yeah,
forever."
mhm.
Unless you, because you can close your Facebook down to say if you pass away,
Yeah.
close my
That's right.
page down.
Yep.
But I don't think I want that to happen. That's something that I want to live on forever
Mm.
in social media land.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
something good.
Okay. Well, that was my last question.
All right, Shauna. So what are you deleting?
Oh wow.
Should I go first?
I'm deleting TikTok. No, I'm
Oh,
just
okay.
kidding. I never had it. I never had TikTok. I don't know. I think maybe just I think I want to delete the idea that we are we are stuck in this perpetual cycle of being negatively influenced by social media, and that's all that's going to happen, that we're experiencing the downfall of humanity because of Facebook or whatever. I don't think that's true. I think that we always evolve and we always learn from what we're doing wrong, and we will correct
do.
ourselves and we'll switch course.
We
So
will.
yeah.
We shall overcome. I am deleting the word I'm tired. The words I'm tired.
Mhm.
I really want to stop saying those two words. Is
Okay.
it two or three?
I'm
Because
tired.
I'm is a conjunction. Is it two words or three? Two
It's
words.
two. I'm tired.
I'm
Unless you say
tired.
I am tired.
Yeah.
That's three, but time is.
I want to delete those words from my vocabulary for at least a week.
What are you gonna replace them with?
I'm excited to be alive.
Okay.
I'm excited to be alive is what I want to say,
Okay.
because I'm not tired until I'm a billionaire, and when I'm a billionaire, I'm gonna have to be even more tired to stay a billionaire. So bring it on, God.
Bring
I
it
want
on.
it all. I'm deleting those words. I'm tired.
I love it. I like your replacement words too.
Thank you.
Yes. That
Well,
was fun.
thank you, and thank everyone for listening to episode 53 of Download and Delete. I am
53.
Ty
I'm
Montier.
Shauna Lucas.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.